This episode of Chow Chow is brought to you by Coral Gables Restaurant Week, June 6th through the 19th. For more information, visit coralgablesrestaurantweek.com. Today we're chatting with Cindy Hutson, owner and chef of Ortanique on the Mile in Coral Gables, and more recently in Grand Cayman. Now, before we take a sip of what I'm sure will be refreshing here, especially for you since you've been working for the past hour, what are we drinking?
Well, I haven't been working for the past hour. I've been working since 8 o'clock this morning.
Even longer.
And we are drinking, what more could we ask for? Tattinger.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Would you mind explaining to our viewers where we are right now and what we're doing here?
Well, we're at one of the most outrageous properties in South Florida, and that is the Kampong. It's part of the Rare Tropical Fruit Council. It has amazing, amazing foliage and plants that don't grow anywhere else. It's a botanical garden. The only botanical garden really of its kind in the U.S. There are 3 or 4 in Hawaii, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but as you could see as you walk around, you have fruit here that you're not finding anywhere in South Florida, and it's not indigenous. It was brought here and allowed to grow here.
I was strolling around before the interview. It's really breathtaking. You have a restaurant in Coral Gables, Ortanique on the Mile. What would you say separates you from other restaurants?
I'm kind of like the Kampong. I'm full of all kinds of ingredients that are not necessarily indigenous to South Florida, but perhaps indigenous to the people that live here, that come from all over the place. I mean, we're a melting pot here. There's people from South America, Pacific, Asia. I'm from the Northeast originally.
Jersey.
Yeah, how'd you know it's from Jersey?
I had to do my research.
Yeah. Jersey. And but in a past life, I'm pretty sure I was a Jamaican. And so I'm drawn to the islands. I've been drawn to South Florida from my roots in New Jersey. I grew up in a family that everybody, the more people at your table, the merrier the household was. My family never believed in running out of food, kind of like an Italian thing. That would be the worst thing, to run out of food. So I've been in a family that was very social and entertaining. And it's all about the happy table.
I like that. Now you have a new restaurant in the Cayman Islands.
Yes.
Explain how that's going and why Cayman?
I have the restaurant in the Cayman Islands, first off, because the company DART Corporation that developed a community called Cayman Bay. It is absolutely done amazingly. They have thought of everything. And so they know us. There's a lot of Caymanians that come to South Florida, and a lot of the people dine there, so they kind of entertained the thought of having Ortanique come to the Cayman Islands and be a part of their growing Cayman Bay. Great fit. It's the shoe that fits perfectly. We feel welcome there. Again, I feel like my heart belongs in the Caribbean, or at least sunny skies. That's why I call my cuisine of the sun. And we were asked to come down there, and we went back and forth. And you know, I have a hard time letting go of concepts, meaning I don't want to open a bunch of restaurants in places. At one time I had 5, and I hip-hopped across the U.S. It took me 8 hours to get to one of them in Vegas, and I thought that I would do this because Cayman Islands is 1 hour flight away. I get on a plane, I'm there in less than an hour. Customs is easy, go through customs, and I'm there.
How is it having restaurants in different markets? What are some of the challenges that you face? Do Caymanians have a different culture?
The challenges are the same wherever you open your concept. I bring an opening team, whether it's in Washington, D.C., Las Vegas, Jamaica, Cayman. I have an opening team, and that's the team that tried and true have worked with me through many of my restaurants and concepts. They know me like a book. They know my idiosyncrasies. And as long as I can bring them with me, everything else falls into place. I have to take my bandana and my hat off to all of them, that they have stood by me over the years. They know it's not just about me. It can never be just about me. It has to do with a whole unity of people working.
Now, today you're wearing a hat, but I know you're notorious for your bandanas, so I gotta ask you, how many bandanas do you own?
I probably have about 200 bandanas. I have a bandana under the hat because I'm trying to, cover up the sun. As we leave this area of the kampong, we're gonna go to a really sunny area. So, I have to protect myself.
Right.
Getting older. And, but the bandanas have become a signature, so much so that if I take the time to blow dry my hair and put on my makeup and try and look nice, I get to the interview and the interviewer will go, but where's your bandanas? So always I carry at least 5 or 6 different colors because, they'll say, oh, you're on TV, white doesn't work, you need red or whatever. I have to match the background. What do I have on today? Green?
Green and white.
Green.
It's going.
Yeah.
It looks good. If you only had $3 to spend and you're going to a supermarket, what do you think you'd buy?
Can I say I'd get in my car and go to a pizza place and buy a slice of pizza?
You can. I like that. I love pizza.
Pizza's my downfall. Growing up in New Jersey, in a very Italian part of New Jersey and close to New York, the pizza's the best. I'm sorry, people from Chicago, but I think New York, New Jersey pizza's the best. So, okay, if I had to stay in the grocery store, though, I would go for, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Fage Greek yogurt. Is it called Fage?
I think so.
F-A-G-E?
F-A-G-E, yeah.
I never asked any, and funny, my hostess is Greek, so I should ask her, is that how I pronounce that? I love that yogurt, and I would get some fruit, chop it up, throw little almonds in there, and that to me is awesome food.
Nice, simple.
Yeah.
Have you been working with any unusual ingredients lately? Or even in general? I know unusual is relative.
If you ask the question about unusual ingredients, for you, what I'm working with right now would probably be unusual because I'm focusing in the Cayman Islands right now. And so in season right there, I try to use local produce, local things, understanding that the Cayman Islands has a very short growing season because of the heat and the salt and the soil. So right now, breadfruit. You know what a breadfruit is?
No.
See? That's unusual for you. It's not so unusual for me because of my past life, but breadfruit could save the world. It's full of nutrients. It grows on a tree. It ranges from different sizes from the time it's little to the time it's big and what they call fit. Okay. It is edible. You can boil it, you can bake it, you can gratin it, you can do so many things with it. I believe it's indigenous to the Pacific, and in the travels of the days of Columbus, they brought it to the islands. And the tree is absolutely beautiful. As a matter of fact, you know what, we should really at some point go find the tree because there's one here on property and I could show you what it looks like. It is absolutely stunning tree, big arborous leaves, and the fruit is just wonderful.
Is there a cooking gadget that you can't live without?
The cooking gadget that I have the most fun with is my Vitamix blender, and they should hire me to advertise for them. A Vitamix blender is my tool for just about everything. I don't use roux. You know what a roux is? It thickens sauces.
Right.
And so what I do with my blender is I'll caramelize onions, put them in a blender with my sauce, and that thickens my sauce without the calories and the carbohydrates and the gluten and all that stuff that's in a roux. Fruits that are on the verge of visually looking bad, but they're still very tasty at their height of sweetness and very usable. You know, I have to think about food cost and waste, and I hate to waste. And since I'm in a Caribbean island, you know, waste is an issue with me. So instead of throwing that in the garbage, I can't physically present it on the plate. I will add some flavors, lemon zest or whatever, put it in the blender, blend it up, and now it's a coulis. Now it's a garnish on a plate or a crab cake or something like that. So my blender, I don't want to live without my blender.
All right, the blender. Tomorrow, is your last day on Earth, just happens to be your last day on Earth, what would you want to eat?
I don't know. That's a tough. Oh, that's a loaded question
I know.
for me.
Well,
I love Vietnamese food.
Okay.
I'd probably either eat pizza or go somewhere and eat Vietnamese food that is just over the top Vietnamese.
All right, fair enough. I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
What a great day it was.
It was really beautiful.
I'm gonna go find out where that breadfruit tree is.
All right, let's do it.